So my target audience is interns and college seniors, people, maybe attending a job fair at the university and looking, towards the future. Hello, everyone. My name is Carson Bashu. I work as a data analyst remotely full time. So that basically means I get to clock into work from my couch. I've been invited here today to talk to you all a little about, what remote work is, what are some of the advantages, disadvantages, and opportunities that come with it. As young people that are going to be entering the workforce full time soon, odds are you're going to be presented eventually with an opportunity to work from home. So it's important to understand what that actually means before you make that big decision for yourself. So, what is remote work? So, remote work, there's two types. There's hybrid and full time. I'm a full time worker, meaning I can get my work done anywhere in the world, so long as I have stable connection, a laptop, computer, that sort of thing. Hybrid workers have to actually live close to the company they work for because they may have to go in office physically a few days a week. For me personally, the company I work for is actually based out in California, and I can't exactly commute there as I live in West Virginia. So the number of remote workers is rapidly increasing. I was in high school, a high school senior when COVID-19 hit. And when that happened, the number of remote workers were around, before that, it was around 5.7%. And then when COVID happened, that shot up to nearly 17.9%. And by 2025, it's projected to grow to 22%. So odds are, one out of four of you all watching this are going to be working remotely. So a favorite quote of mine to get into, the pros and cons is doing nothing is very hard to do. You never know when you are finished. So some of the pros of remote work, uh, firstly, there's a lot of opportunities. For me personally, for what I wanted to do, there wasn't a lot of in-person opportunities around here. And that's when I found the company I wanted to work for based in California. So that really opened up a lot of doors for me. Another one is actually my girlfriend. She suffers from POTS and has some medical issues. And that alone makes it hard for her to find in-person work. But where she lives in Southern West Virginia, there's even less opportunities. And she was actually able to find a full-time remote job for exactly what she wanted. She makes way more money doing that than if she were to do an in-person job. A lot of people, such as me, are very productive when we're working from home. If I'm thirsty or if I want a bowl of cereal, I can just get up, go do that. When you're at work, you're very limited to, the actual office workspace. Uh, Commute's a huge one. If you really think about it, I hate commuting, but if you drive even 30 minutes one way to work, which is about the national average, after a month, that's a 40-hour work week of just commuting. And, as a student, whenever I would go to class, if my commute was even 5 minutes longer, I would start seeing red and I would get very angry. Uh, Flexibility is a huge one. A lot of my day to day, I don't really have to worry about asking time off. If I have a doctor's appointment and I have to go pick up my cat from the vet, I don't really have to worry about requesting that time off because you have a very flexible schedule. So there are some cons. So work life balance is one. Some people may be tempted to actually work overtime because their, office is their home. So it's very easy to log extra hours and really overwork yourself. On the other end, people may be unable to separate their home life and, don't focus enough on work and are distracted by things like family, pets, video games, that sort of thing. Communication, your communication is limited to things like email and Zoom, which can be unreliable and you kind of have to wait versus if you were in person, you can go talk to someone, get answers right away. Also limited by technology. If my power was out, internet was out, I wouldn't be able to give this presentation. And if it was work, I would lose my income. Isolation, you lose and you kind of don't really appreciate that human aspect of going into the office. If you're working remotely, you're not going out talking to people, which can be a big problem. So, as we come to an end, I want you to really just think about the pros and cons of remote work, especially when you're offered a position. Think back to this presentation and kind of weigh those pros and cons to make the best decision for yourself. Personally for me, like a lot of what I talked about, I love remote work. I have control over my schedule. I don't have to worry about requesting a lot of time off, and I get to live the best life for myself. Same with my girlfriend, but that's just us. Maybe you love talking to people. Maybe you don't mind commutes. So just really think back to this presentation and you'll make the best decision. Thank you.